question. I have answered your question right now. The reason why you say 16. Hold on a second. I'll go back to your question. You see, look, if you're going to try to shotgun me by making 50 points and not letting me answer any one of them, then we're not going to get anywhere. Right, first of all, you said it's wrong to marry at 6 years old, right? And consummate at 9 years old. First of all, that's one hadith. There are many other hadith, in fact, that make the age much higher. But anyway, you've chosen the lowest age that you found.
I'm not saying chosen anything.
Listen to me. There are many, the age goes up to 19 even. So anyway, no, there's no contradiction. Well, we're not talking about the Quran now, we're talking about hadith. When you're talking about hadith, of course you have differences of opinion. And within the context of Islam, hold on a second. Of course it is.
The hadith are based on opinion.
The hadith are based upon the opinions of the individual as to what they saw or what they heard.
Right. So when you guys go, wait, I won't get there, but I'll answer that question.
Right. Before we ask a dozen questions, let me refer to what you actually the point that you made. No. Let's not use words that you don't understand. Now listen. When you said 6 years old. Okay, let's not go into that. When we said 6 years old.
What is it that I don't understand now?
What is it that I've told you as ad hominem? What is it?
I don't understand.
No. What is it that I've said as ad hominem?
Saying about saying things that don't make sense in regards to belief.
This is running around in circles. It doesn't mean anything. I'm asking you a specific question.
Use words that you don't understand the meaning of, right?
If we're going to have a fruitful discussion, you have to be genuine in your questioning, and you have to be genuine in letting me answer your question.
Your statement, you're assuming that I'm not genuine.
If you're going to deal with pedantics, which is just to pick on little things and just try to add another one liner, we're not going to get anywhere. Now, let me answer the question. You've asked a question about 6 and 9. Let me refer to that question. Let me refer to the question of 6 and 9. Within a secular environment, the age of consent is to do with social consensus. Now, in this country, the country that we live in, I was born in, I don't know if you come from here or not, there was no legal age a century ago. In the Bible, you're a Christian, there is no minimum age to marry. And when you talk about discrepancy of age, Mary was what, 12 years old in the Bible? And Joseph was how old? 80, 90? Oh, please. Okay, I'll get Hamza over here. If you can just get Hamza for me, right? If he's not busy, just tell him to find the age of Mary and Joseph in the Bible, right? So you can't argue.
No,
you can't argue. Let me finish the question. Let me finish the answer. And I'll bring it to you. Let me finish the answer though in full. So if you're talking about secular law, it's to do with social consensus. What becomes moral in societies that are secular are social consensus. When you talk about Hitler killing Jews, that was universal throughout history. From Adam up to now, it's wrong to kill an innocent person. You can't have social consensus on a murder.
I can't believe you don't see your contradiction.
There's no contradiction.
Okay, let me tell you why there is.
Now, when you talk about religion, and religion putting an age, the Jewish law and the Muslim law is a marriage can be consummated at puberty. Now, that's the minimum age. That does not mean to say that every society and every culture, despite its advancement of education or health or ability, should get married at that age. It doesn't mean that. So for society today, hold on a second, let me finish the answer. So for society today, with the level of education, level of maturity, life expectancy, all of those factors taken into consideration, we have come to a social consensus that it's perhaps more suitable at an older age.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is, what Muhammad did at that time is right, but it's not right to do now.
No, I'm not saying that.
So what are you saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in England today, our social consensus, because of our life expectancy, our level of education, level of maturity, all of these things taken into factor, we say that the minimum age should be a little bit high because most girls are not ready at that age to get married.
Again, you're saying exactly what I said. Let me say what I said again. At that time, what Muhammad did, marrying a 6-year-old,
yes.
He was up in what, 51, 2?
Something like that, yes.
Okay. And then he had an intercourse with her at the age of 9.
Yes.
That was right at that time.
Yes.
But if Muhammad was to exist at this time right now, that would be wrong.
Not morally wrong, no.
Wait, hold on. I'm a bit.
No, because
Wait, it's right at that time.
Yes.
But yeah, you're giving me so much reasoning based upon your theology that it's okay. It's not okay now.
I didn't say that.
You said it's not okay.
Is it morally acceptable religiously to marry under 16? Yes, it is.
Okay. Is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it what?
Yes, it is. Is it morally, religiously acceptable to marry under 16? Yes, it is. Is it socially acceptable because of our social norms today and level of education, life expectancy, and everything else? We would say no.
So morally,
but not
okay.
But not morally though.
So morally, it's not
Yes,
okay.
that's correct.
But socially, it's okay.
It's the other way around.
No. Morally, it's okay.
Yeah.
But our social dynamics today, make the age much higher because listen, because look, you're being foolish. I'll tell you why you're being foolish. I'll tell you why you're being foolish. Because you're looking at our social norms of education. Oh, hold on a second, let me finish. You have to listen to what I say. You have to listen to what I say. You're taking our social norms today of education, life expectancy, of tradition and everything else, and mirroring that on 14 centuries ago, and you're saying that was wrong then. That's why it's a nonsense argument.
We're not gonna agree, okay? But I know that it's wrong.
Okay, what do you think the age of consent should be then?
Hold on.
What do you think the age of consent should be?
Am I gonna do?
Please answer the question. What is morally acceptable to you? Yes.
So, correct me if I'm wrong again,
Yes,
because I really want to understand.
Yes.
And I sincerely want to understand.
You sincerely want to understand.
Yes.
Okay.
So, when Muhammad married an 8-year-old,
6-year-old, you said.
6-year-old,
Yes.
and then when he had intercourse with
Yes.
that age of 9,
Yes.
at this time,
Yes.
that was okay.
Yes.
Was that morally or socially?
I want to explain that to you. You want me to
No,
answer it
at
again?
that time.
You want me to say it again to you? Because I did say it to you 3 times.
No, listen, we're talking about
I've
this
said,
time.
I've said to you 3 times that it was morally acceptable, yes.
At this time?
Yes.
What about socially?
Yes, socially acceptable as well,
So
yes.
both ways it was okay at
Yes,
this time?
yes.
But right now...
Because I'll tell you why.
No, wait, hold on.
No, but I'll explain to you why it was socially
No,
acceptable.
it's okay.
No, it's not okay. I'll explain to you why it was. Because the pagans, the Christians, the Jews, the Muslims, everybody had that tradition. It was social norm. That's why it was socially acceptable and religiously acceptable.
But at this time right now,
Yes.
if Muhammad was to exist right now,
Yes.
it would be wrong in both
No, it wouldn't. I've explained that to you, that morally it's not unacceptable because morally comes from Islam, from God. Now, I've answered your question 3 or 4 times.
No, let me finish.
No, I've answered the social one as well. I have to ask you a question
Answer
now.
it again. I didn't get it.
Oh, you want me to answer it again?
If you have answered it, I
Social,
don't...
our social dynamics today of life expectancy, level of education, level of maturity, we've placed the age higher because our upbringing of our children is such that they are not ready at 9 or 10 to get married. Right now, hold on a second. I've answered your question. Now I'm asking you.
How you telling me? I don't
Now I'm asking you.
understand.
Now I'm asking you. I've answered your question. I've answered your question.
let me talk?
You said you were.
Are you gonna let me
You said you were going to be genuine in this discourse, right?
gonna let me talk?
Be genuine.
You're going to let me talk?
You asked me questions.
Are you gonna let me talk?
I answered your questions.
you gonna let me talk?
I answered your questions.
you gonna let me talk?
You asked me a question, and I answered it.
don't-
Now I ask you a question. What is the moral age that you think is acceptable to get married?
Can I
Answer the question.
No, I ain't finished with
I've
mine.
answered many of your questions.
Yeah.
Be genuine and answer one of mine. What is the moral age that you accept?
Can I ask
Don't
a
try
question?
to run now.
Can I ask a
Don't try to hide.
Say what you like.
Answer the question.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, no, you asked me many questions and I've answered them.
I'm
asking you one question now. No.
I've asked you one question.
You have to be genuine.
I've asked you one
I'm
question.
asking you a question now.
Listen.
You answer my question now.
I've asked you one
Be genuine. You said you want to learn. Then let me ask you a question.
say that.
What is
I didn't say I want to
what
learn.
is the legal age?
I didn't say I want to.
Okay, you don't want to learn then. What's the legal
I can't
age?
teach you.
Well, I can't teach you.
No.
Why not?
Because there's nothing that you can teach me
Right.
that I already don't know.
Oh my
In
God!
regard-
Oh my God! Have you got that on film?
Yes.
You better edit that out because he's going to make him look silly. Don't. You must edit that out because it will look very, very silly if you show your friend like that, saying things like that.
Listen,
I'm not going to even deal with that.
Good.
I'm not going to even deal with that. Now I'm asking you a question.
Hold on. There's nothing you can teach me.
Okay, that
that
you
I-
don't already know. Okay, fine, fair enough.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you did just say that.
I said,
Brother, did you record? You recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
recorded.
Excellent. Okay.
There's nothing you can teach me in regards to the truth.
Okay. So you know the whole truth.
I didn't say that. You don't have
So you can
something
be
to
taught.
teach me.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm asking you a question to teach me then.
No. Let
You
me
t- okay.
finish your
I
asking.
want to learn from
Can
you
I-
then.
can I finish
I
my
want to learn
question?
from you, noble
Can I
man.
finish my question?
Okay. What is?
Can I finish my question?
You've asked 3 or 4 questions
One
and I've answered
question
all of
I've
them.
asked. One.
One last question you ask me, then I ask your question.
What's your question?
One last question. No, you ask me the question. One last question. Go on.
Okay.
What's your question?
Back to the same question I've been asking
Okay.
over and over again.
Okay.
You said
Yes.
it was morally
Yes.
and socially
Yes.
acceptable
Yes.
for Muhammad
Yes.
to marry a 6-year-old
Yes.
and have intercourse.
First of all, if that happened, because that's one hadith. There are
So it
many
never
other.
happened.
No. That's not what I said to you. There are many other hadith that indicate the age to be much higher. But
So the hadiths are contradicted.
You've picked because age, the consequence of age within the tradition of Judaism or Islam
I'm not
is
talking
irrelevant.
about nothing. I'm talking
Listen
about
to
your
me.
faith, your belief.
Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. Within academia of religion, age was always irrelevant. It was always puberty that was important.
That's not the question.
That is the question. That's precisely the answer.
That's not the
That
question.
the issue was never with age. It could be 10, it could be 9, it could be 6,
So
it could be
5.
11. If she's reached the age of puberty, a 5-year-old girl don't reach the age of puberty, number one,
No,
right?
are you like seriously? Are you hearing what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm saying it quite loudly and I've got fairly good hearing, so yes, I
That's
am hearing.
That's
Yeah.
good, but I don't think I can comprehend what you're saying.
Okay. This is your last question, by the way, yeah?
I've been asking one question.
No,
You keep butting in. You keep butting in.
Bruv,
Like, let me finish.
You've repeated the same
Let me
question
finish.
3 times.
I'm going to repeat it 10 times
Fourth time
until I
now.
get the answer.
Okay, go on.
You say
Yes.
it's acceptable
Yes.
at Muhammad's time
Yes.
for him to marry a 6-year-old,
Yes.
whether it be morally or socially,
Yes.
and to have an intercourse with her
Yes.
at the age of 9.
If she was pubescent, which she was, yes.
Are you saying if?
Well, she was pubescent, yes.
No, you're saying if. Was she or was she?
Yes, she was pubescent, yes.
So why did you say if then? I don't understand.
Because morally at that time, if a person is pubescent, then it's legal, then it's
So
acceptable.
you're making that conclusion, but you're not sure.
No, Aisha from her own lips says she was pubescent, yes.
Okay, so why did you say if then? Anyway, but listen.
Okay, look, with pedantics, you're dealing with little words to try to win an argument.
I'm
It's
not
foolish.
here to win arguments.
It's foolish.
I'm not here to win
it's
arguments.
foolishness.
I'm trying to show you your belief.
Yes.
Okay. Then you say that when at this time, if
Yes.
Muhammad existed now,
Yes.
it would be morally not okay.
I didn't say that.
No, didn't say
Tell
that.
me again.
Because I see, look, you said that you asked me the same question.
Yeah, I
He's
wanna-
not listening.
Yeah, I've answered it 3-4 times,
Yeah.
and you're still regurgitating what you said, not what I said.
Okay, go explain it to me.
I said to you, our moral code,
Yeah.
as should yours be as a Christian, comes from your scripture.
Okay.
Ours has puberty as a minimum age. Yours doesn't have a minimum
At
age.
this age, right now, is that what you're
Your
saying?
Bible doesn't have a minimum age.
No, but I'm saying to you, do you have a minimum age in your Quran?
Yes, pubescent. You have to reach the age of
Is that
puberty,
age
maturity.
or a state? Or like a condition?
Is puberty an age?
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
Listen to me.
well, you're asking a silly question.
Do you have an age limit where you can marry somebody in your Quran?
Pubescent.
That's not an
Pubescent.
age, right?
That, the age of puberty.
Okay, when can that could be what age is that?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So there isn't an age.
Most girls 9 or 10, 12 in fact. Most girls.
So there isn't an age, right?
You've asked me the same question 3 times. It's getting
But
very
you're
boring.
refusing- But you're refusing to answer the
I
question.
said
though.
the age is not a number.
Yeah.
It is pubescent.
Okay, so
It's an
Is that
individual
not clear
case.
to you?
So if that
Is that
hap-
not clear to
okay,
you?
If this particular girl comes to puberty by the age of say 5,
Yes.
then it's okay.
Morally, yes.
What about socially?
Well, that's exactly what I've explained to you. That the social dynamics at the time. Hold on, let me answer
No,
the
I've
question.
got it. But
You
there's a
asked me the
morality
question.
override the
You
social.
asked me the question, didn't you? Just because something is moral doesn't mean that it necessitates that you do it.
So what?
You understand?
Which one has more power or more weight? The moral or the social?
We don't weigh them up like that. That's ridiculous. You don't weigh up social consensus with moral consensus.
So-
you don't weigh it up like
So
that.
you say in your
Right,
Quran.
look, you asked me many questions.
No,
now.
it's the same question.
It's a silly one. It's a silly one because
no,
I've
let me
answered
finish.
it.
Wait,
I've
but
answered
your
it.
Quran.
I think you're clever enough to realize that I've answered the
I thought you
question.
said that anyway, but listen.
You're clever enough to realise.
Your Quran says morally it's okay once the girl reaches puberty, right?
Yes.
But socially we don't accept it.
Who said that? That
At
doesn't
this
say,
age.
That doesn't say that in the Quran, does it?
No, I'm saying me right now.
Yes.
Your Quran
Yes.
says that if a girl reaches puberty,
Yes.
it's morally okay to marry
Marry her, yes.
even if it's 5-year-old. Even.
Well, you're really pulling strings and really
Yeah.
trying to stretch it now.
say
So what
10,
if it's
you actually
1 year
said
old?
10 or 12, right.
Morally, that's okay.
Yes.
But socially, it's not okay.
Socially, it depends. Listen, in Africa,
No, we're
Hold on.
here in UK.
Listen, yeah, that's my point. That's precisely my point.
What's your point?
That in Africa or in some parts of Asia, in the wilderness, in the Amazon or whatever, where a girl, for example, may have a life expectancy of 40 years old, right? 35 years old. She's going to get married at 25 and have kids. She'd be dead before her children are 10 years old.
Bro,
Hold on a
let's go
sec.
back to the-
No, that's my point though. You see what
you're
Islam?
you're gonna
No,
come back
no,
to
no,
me saying
no, no,
you're asking
no,
too much
no. What
questions.
Islam does is this. It deals with every practicality and eventuality. So if you are in Africa and you have a life expectancy of 35 years old, which would have been the case for many people in medieval times, right? So to take that into consideration, it does not put hardship on people by restricting the age to 18 or 19. Do you understand my point? Because their lifestyle at that time was, at 6 years old, you were full-time working. You were harvesting the fields.
What time
There
was
was
that?
no schools.
What time?
You didn't go to school. 6 years old, 7 years old. Even in this country, you were a chimney. You were cleaning chimneys at 6 years old. Full time to feed yourself and to feed your family. So what Islam does?
I don't.
Well,
I
hold
don't.
on a second.
Is
So
that,
what
is
Islam?
that, when,
Well,
what
if
you just said.
Yes.
Is that, what was that? Where's that from?
Oh, you're not aware of that? I thought you said I couldn't teach you anything.
can't.
I thought you knew everything.
No, nobody-
Well, I've just taught you something.
What's that?
Go to
Chimney
Google.
sweeps were
Go to
6 to
Google and you
7-year-old.
find it in 5 minutes.
6-year-old was cleaning
Listen,
Yes.
right?
okay,
That's
6
what
years
you-
old, 7-year-old, 8-year-olds.
No,
There
wait,
was
you
no
just-
schooling. There was no schooling. So the life expectancy, the social dynamics, the
You're
structure.
going
Hold on a
all
second.
around everywhere
No,
else,
no, no, no,
avoiding
no,
the
no.
question.
Listen, the question is an elaborate one. It's a meaningful one, and it's a detailed one. Now,
It's clear.
you've asked me
I just
10
want a clear
questions.
answer.
You've asked me 10 questions.
asked you one.
Now,
Ask
before
him
you
a
run
question.
away,
Ask him a
now
question.
before you
I
run
asked you
away,
one.
before you run away, yeah,
Run
before you
away.
run away,
Have you seen me walk
I'm going to
off?
ask you now.
Okay, let me
What
answer
is
my
what should be the
answer
legal
my
age?
question.
What should be the legal
Answer
age of
my
marriage?
question. Answer my question.
What is the legal age for marriage?
Remember what I told you.
What's the legal age for marriage?
We can address your question.
See what the games that he's playing.
Yeah.
Are you
He
gonna-
asked me 10 questions. I asked him one. He just
Are you
wants to
gonna
ask
answer
me
my
another
question?
question.
Are you gonna answer my
What
question?
is the legal age for
Are you
marriage?
gonna answer my question?
What is the legal age for
Are you
marriage?
gonna answer my question?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the legal age for
My
marriage?
question was.
I already have.
No,
What's
you
the-
haven't.
What's the
No, you
legal age
haven't.
for marriage?
No, you haven't.
What do you think the legal age is
You
for
didn't like
marriage?
his answer.
Can I answer my? Can I ask your question?
I've already answered it.
No, you haven't.
What's the legal age for marriage?
No,
I'm asking you a question.
You told me. in
Why is
your
it so
Quran-
difficult for you to answer the question?
You told me.
Because you know why it's difficult? Because your Bible doesn't state a minimum age.
Are you-
Because
so
you're because
you're answering your own question, right?
because you're not answering it.
So why are you asking me a question if you know the
Because
answer?
I'm going to answer it for you.
You see what I'm saying?
That's all you have. Because that's all you have. That's all you have. That's why I'm going to
Let me ask
answer
you a
it.
question. Let me ask you a question. Right?
asked me 10
the same
questions.
question. No, you said morally, yeah, it's not it's okay. According to your Quran, morally, it's okay for a man to marry a woman.
Listen,
Okay, but socially, it's not acceptable.
I didn't say that.
Didn't say that.
So, is it socially acceptable for someone to marry a 10-year-old? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Is it socially acceptable for someone?
It's ridiculous. Socially when?
Now,
So say when?
Socially now. Where?
in UK,
No.
it's not okay, right? Okay, so, but your Quran says morally it's okay.
Yes.
So, do you override the social argument?
Do you override God's argument or man's argument?
No, answer my question.
God's argument, obviously.
So, it's okay for you
Obviously.
to do it.
Morally, yes.
So it's okay for, say, a 50-year-old man to marry a 10-year-old if she's had her puberty
Where?
in the UK.
No.
But you just said you override your social because of morality.
No. You asked me which one takes precedence.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In terms of value or worth.
No. In terms of what you obey.
In terms of what you obey.
Yeah.
Living in this country,
Yeah.
we are told as
Yeah.
Muslims
Yeah.
that we have to obey the laws of the land.
Okay.
The law of the land here is.
Okay. See, this is a
The
contradiction.
law of the
now.
land here is.
This is a contradiction.
No,
now.
only in your mind.
Okay. Let me explain it to you.
Only in your
Okay,
mind.
Let me explain it to you.
Only
you
in your
say
mind.
you say in the Quran,
Yes.
it's okay to marry whether it be an 8-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old, if she's had a puberty.
Yes.
But at the same time, you're telling me you have to obey the law of the land.
Yes.
So, if your Quran is saying it's okay to marry somebody
Yes.
who is an 8-year-old that's had a puberty,
Yes.
but the law is saying that you can't do it in this country,
Yes.
what do you agree with?
We have to follow the law of this country.
So you don't agree with the Quran?
No. Are you
Yes,
crazy?
He is. He is.
Are you mad?
He is.
No, are you really? Are you mad? You must be mad.
I must be.
You must be
He is.
crazy. You must be crazy.
I must be.
You must be crazy to even ask such a stupid question.
Okay, you say so.
You have to be.
Explain how it's stupid.
You have to be really stupid to ask a question
Wait,
like that.
oh, you can say what you like,
You
my
have
friend,
to be
but-
disingenuous.
Yeah.
No.
And disingenuous.
Again,
You're not interested
I
to
don't
learn.
know, my friend. I don't
You're
know.
not interested to learn.
Let me ask you a
You're not-
question.
Listen, you know the problem with people like yourself. You come here
So now you're gonna
with
attack
a
me.
predisposition.
So do you have the same?
You already believe something.
Everyone has that.
Listen to me. Yes, exactly. But you asked me questions. At least I offered you the intellectual respect.
You asked me a question that you believe you know the answer to.
You asked me questions.
So by your own logic, you're contradicting yourself.
You asked me questions.
By your own logic, you're contradicting yourself.
I offered you the respect
You're so
to at least
blinded.
answer your question.
So,
are you going to answer one of mine now?
Answer his question.
I'm still waiting for
Answer
Are
his
you going to
question.
answer one of mine?
He answered it, didn't like it.
You're going to answer one of
Answer
mine.
mine and I will.
He doesn't.
Tell your
Answer
friend.
mine and I will.
Can't you advise him?
Answer mine and I
Advise
will.
him to answer one
wait,
question
no.
of mine.
Answer mine and I will.
Oh my God.
Answer mine and I will.
He's answered it, but you don't like it.
فهم لا يرجعون.
Answer mine and I will.
This is what it is.
Answer mine and I will, yeah? You hearing me, yeah? The Quran says it's okay to marry
Let me
someone.
relax a bit. Sorry.
The Quran
Let
says
me relax. I'm getting tired of it.
the Quran says it's
Yeah.
okay to marry
Yes.
an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old
Yes.
if she's had a puberty.
Yes.
So do you do that?
So does the Torah, by the way.
Do you do
So
that?
does the Old Testament.
Again, I'm not talking about
You
the
don't
Bible.
follow the Old Testament.
I didn't say that.
You're a Christian.
I'm not
though, aren't
talking
you?
about the Bible.
Why don't you follow the Old
That's the
Testament?
question.
Why don't you follow
Do
the Old
you do
Testament? So does the
Do
Torah.
you do it?
The Torah says that as well. Why don't you follow the Torah?
Do you do it?
You're a Christian, right?
Do you do it?
Why do you believe in the New Testament?
Is that okay to do?
Why don't you follow the Old Testament?
Is that okay to
That
do?
says the same age.
Is that okay to do?
It's good.
It's okay to do, right?
Yes.
But even though you have to obey the laws of the land. So wait, you're following two laws here, and they both contradict each other.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just answer the question now. Answer his question.
Hold on, let me keep
We need
going.
an answer from you.
Let me keep going.
Both laws contradict each other.
Yes.
Which one do you obey?
Shall I explain that to you?
He told you many times.
Hold on. Shall I explain that to you? Shall I explain
You
that
have
to
a
you?
brother she can conceive.
You want to listen to the answer this time? Listen very carefully because I will not answer it again. So make sure you hear it this time. Just because Allah has said something is morally acceptable doesn't make it so that you have to do
Yeah,
it.
that's a minimum.
Understand? The age is a minimum age, which was revealed 14 centuries ago when the whole of humanity, except for the Jews by the way, had no minimum age. And Allah gave a minimum when there was no minimum. And in fact there was no minimum and there was no minimum. There was no minimum. There was no minimum.
You're saying your own word. It's not even
Puberty.
what you're saying is not in the Quran.
Now.
What you're saying is not in the Quran.
What?
What you're saying is not in the Quran.
Puberty.
No, you said an age limit.
Puberty. Of puberty.
So that's not an age. That could be 10, that could be 8.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I told you.
Exactly.
He
Just told you.
He
I have
explained
just
it.
explained that to
Flipping
you.
And there's another thing.
Even a 5-year-old, if I explained it to him, would have understood by now.
Okay.
But you know, when you have your fingers stuffed tightly in your ears,
Yeah.
you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
And when you close your heart, you won't hear anything. You have to at least be open-minded. You know, if you were even a secularist,
no time
even
telling
I have
me-
debated this with secularists, forget religious folk, and even they have had to concede
I think you should start
that
talking to the camera.
social
man. You're not talking to me
consensus,
now.
social
Listen, you're not talking
consensus,
to me.
social
You're not talking
consensus.
to me. You're talking to the camera. What you're saying is not what I'm saying. I asked you a specific question.
No, it wasn't
You're
specific.
going round in circles.
It was actually a round and round question, by the way.
No, was it? It's a straight up question.
What's your specific question?
Okay. The question is, there's two laws that you can obey.
Yes.
Both of them contradict each other.
Yes.
Which one do you follow?
The law of reaching puberty is not a law that you have to do it.
Sorry, I
You
asked a
understand?
simple question.
I've answered the question.
Which one do you follow?
I'll answer the question.
Simple.
I'm a meaningful person, so I have to
Can I
give you
give
an
an
elaborate
example?
answer.
Can I give an
No,
example?
let me just finish the
One example,
Yes.
and then I'm sorry to.
Yes.
We have to pay zakat.
You don't.
2.5.
You don't have to pay that.
No, he has to pay it.
He-
We. So he said we.
I'm giving you an
Do
example.
you know what zakat is first? Explain to
Yeah,
me. what it is.
Somebody that pays it, that's not a Muslim,
He
right?
might not know.
No.
No, that's jizya. You don't
That's
know.
jizya.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what you're talking about. You have to first explain it to him.
yeah.
He knows everything, but you still have to explain things
Yeah,
to him
you have to
first.
teach him.
Just on the off chance that he might not know it, but he thinks he does know it. So, you know. Now,
And we don't-
zakat is charity compulsory on all
You're
Muslims.
going somewhere else. It's a simple
No,
question
no.
I
It's
asked
an
you.
analogy.
You can't
It's an
answer.
analogy.
Let's see
It's
the
an
Because we're
analogy.
living on here, on this country, we're not supposed, for instance, like if we are living on a Muslim land, yeah, we're not supposed to pay tax. But we have to do it here. So what do? We obey the law in this country. That's simple.
But he sees that as a contradiction. you
It
see.
is not a contradiction.
No, but for
It's
him
not
it
a
is.
contradiction.
No, but for him it is, you see.
No.
For me, it is.
Yes.
So wait, there's two laws.
Yes. Hold on a second.
They're both okay in your religion. Is that right? Yeah. Which one do you follow? Both of them?
Yes.
But they both contradict each other.
No, they don't.
They don't contradict each other.
If one says you have to buy something that's £2 minimum, and someone else says you have to buy £5
Okay,
minimum,
good question.
you can do the £5
Look,
one.
he asked a good question. How do they contradict each other? Let me explain it to you. In your Quran, you can have marriage with or have sex with a girl.
Not sex.
It doesn't
marriage.
tell us to have marriage.
Marriage.
When you get married, you only have sex.
You have to be married first.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Yes, you have to be married first.
You're talking about me. You
can't have
words
sex.
to argue about.
You can be married and have a period of time to consummate marriage.
Yeah.
There can be.
Or you can do
But
it straight at the same night. You can do it in the same night, or you can wait.
Of course.
Okay. So my point is, you can marry somebody and have sex with them once they had their period. So that could be 8-year-old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old. But the law of this land says that it's illegal to marry anybody or have sex with them under the age of 16. So that's the contradiction. Right?
There's no contradiction.
I tell you how.
Because you can wait.
I think
I
you
tell you,
believe
I tell you
that
how. I
Muslims-
tell you how it would be a contradiction, because you don't understand the word contradiction.
Okay, you know,
Okay,
you
let me
understand
explain to you
it,
what
right?
contradiction means.
Oh, okay.
If Allah said that the age is puberty, and then if Allah said that she has to be 16, then you could argue
That's
that
a contradiction.
If the source of the information is identical and yet the information is different, then it's a
Then
contradiction.
contradiction.
Wait.
If the
No,
source,
hold on, let me give it to you.
Let me finish the answer.
But
If the
you're
sources,
saying things that
if
don't
the
make sense.
sources are different and they contradict one another,
It's not a
it is
contradiction.
not a contradiction.
So wait, if you can only marry somebody or have sex with them after the age of 16, yeah?
Yes.
But your Quran says you can do it at the age of 7 or 8 or 9,
Yes.
when she has her first period.
Yes.
Isn't that contradicted?
No,
No.
then we do it after 16,
No.
right? I think you're thinking
No.
that as soon as girls hit
No.
period, we seek them out for marriage. That's
And in
not
fact,
okay.
it-
and if we
No,
follow
but you
both
can
the
do
law,
it if you wanted to.
And in fact, in most
But it's
Muslim
a contradiction
countries
there.
today,
follow the law of the land.
Wait,
if you
hold
follow
on.
the law of the land as well
But
as
you can do
the
that.
divine law,
So
it
if a
would
girl
be
has a
16
period,
and
yeah?
over, right?
Wait, hold on. If a girl has a period,
Right.
you can do that at the age of 7.
But it's against the law.
Wait, you can do that.
Can I
though,
just
yeah?
ask him a question?
So
Why are you
the
obsessed with
Quran
this
is
subject of
telling you to do
underage
something.
sex? Why are you obsessed with underage sex? I don't understand it.
I'm
you
obsessed.
you seem to be obsessed by this conversation.
Bro, I'm gonna stop talking to you.
Why don't we move on?
No, I'm gonna stop talking to you.
No,
No, no,
you
answer
don't-
the
let
question.
me ask you a
Answer the question. Answer the question.
No.
Let me ask you a
No, I'm
question.
gonna stop talking
Ask
to
the
you.
question.
No, why are you gonna stop talking to me?
Because you're starting to accuse me of things that's not even
I didn't accuse you of
thinkable
anything.
in anyone's mind.
Didn't accuse you of
You
anything.
did. You said, why am I obsessed
You are
with
obsessed.
underage sex?
Well, no, you're
No,
obsessed
ask
by
the
this
question.
discussion on
No.
underage sex.
So raising a subject and discussing it is me being obsessed with it.
Well, it is if I give you the answer 3, 4, 5
Yeah, I
times,
still haven't
and you
answered
still
it.
go round and
No, you still
round
haven't
and
answered
keep
it.
wanting to talk about
Alright,
it.
bro, I'm done with you.
Thank you.
I think you're done with yourself, bro.
No, I'm
Quite
done with you.
frankly. No, you're done with yourself.
I'm done with you. You know
You've,
why?
you've defeated your own
You
arguments.
say these things for the video's sake.
Yes.
But I'm saying
You know,
it to
your
show
friend,
you
your friend has
your
stopped
point-
videoing. You know, within
Regardless.
2 minutes.
Regardless.
Within 2 minutes.
Regardless.
He's lucky that
No, wait, bro, don't
he was
bother,
lucky
bro.
that
Regardless.
he was lucky that your battery ran out, bro.
Regardless.
You know.
Listen, bro.
Listen.
Mine's full.
You listen to me. If you were
I
truly,
can't listen
if you
to
were
you
truly
because
genuine,
you're accusing
if you
me
were,
of
I didn't
being
accuse you of nothing.
obsessed with underage sex.
No, I didn't
when
say
your
that.
prophet had a
I
sex
didn't say
with a
that. I
the
didn't
9-year-old.
I didn't say that to you.
You're-
I didn't say that to you. I didn't say that to you.
Bro, don't do that to me. Don't touch me.
I just respect the
No,
prophet.
don't touch me though.
You never ask any
No,
question.
bro, don't touch me or pull
Don't
me.
touch it. Listen.
But watch what you say.
Bro,
What
don't
should
touch
be-
me or pull me.
What
Yeah?
should be the age of
Watch what you
consent?
say.
What should be the age of consent?
That's not the question.
What
I'm
should
done
be
with
age
you.
of
What should
consent?
I'm done with you. Look, your friend's getting violent.
Bro.
I'm done
No,
with
not violent. Come on,
you. I'm done with
man.
you.
This is what happened.
I just told you answer.
Bro, don't touch me, man.
Bro,
Bro, don't
This is
touch
what
me.
Can you
happened.
answer one question?
Bro, don't touch me.
He answered your question.
Don't
But
touch
you're
me.
running away from
Yeah,
the
but he's
answer.
running away because that's what they
Don't
do.
touch me, bro.
Okay, I'm not touching you.
They
You
run.
wanna come?
Rob,
You wanna
they
carry
run.
on?
One second. They run.
Come.